Receive my greetings and welcome to the lesson. Today we going to look at a new topic known as business strategy and models. This chapter has 3 sub chapters and each sub chapter has sections. The first sub chapter is generic competitive strategies, which covers 1, cost leadership strategy, 2, differentiation strategy, 3, focus strategy, 4, hybrid strategy, 5, the strategy clock. The second sub chapter is iterative strategies, which has iterative price and quality strategies, cooperative strategy, game theory. Then the last subchapter is business models. Under business models, we are going to look at the value creation, configuration and capture, and lastly, business model patterns. That is the scope of the chapter on business strategy and models. Now, candidates, business strategies are crucial for a company's success and growth. These models or strategies provide a roadmap for how a company will create value, will deliver value, and also capture value in the market. So a business strategy outlines a company's long-term goals and actions that it will take to achieve, and it also involves analyzing the competitive landscape, identifying target markets. A strategy also involves developing a unique value proposition. Now, the syllabus requires us to look at the cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, focus strategy, and the hybrid strategy. So in our today's lesson, we are going to begin by analyzing the cost leadership strategy. Cost leadership strategy. The cost leadership strategy. Now, that is the cost leadership strategy. Now, candidates, just as I've said that business strategies are the plans and actions that a company takes to achieve its long-term goals and objectives. And these strategies outline how a company will compete in the marketplace and generate sustainable competitive advantage. And one of the most common frameworks for understanding business strategies is Michael Porter's generic competitive strategies, which include the cost leadership strategy, the differentiation strategy, and the focus strategy. Now, the cost leadership strategy is a competitive strategy where a company aims to become the lowest producer in the market. The company aims to become the lowest cost producer in the market. the company aims to become the lowest cost producer in the market, the lowest cost producer in the market or in its industry. That does not necessarily mean offering the cheapest products or services. That does not mean that. It does not necessarily mean offering the cheapest products or services, but rather operating with the lowest cost structure. And this strategy allows a company to gain a competitive edge by either offering products or services at the lowest prices than competitors or maintaining a higher profit margin while charging similar prices. Do you understand? Becoming a cost leader does not necessarily mean offering prices at the offering products at the cheapest prices. It may mean that the company it means that the company operates in such a way that it reduces the cost so that the company may still charge similar prices with the competitors, then allowing it to have a larger or higher profit margin. So the prices may be similar with the competitors, but the company that is the lowest cost producer then enjoys higher margins as compared to the competitors. It aims to become the lowest cost producer in the market. Because we all know that profit equals sales minus cost of sales. If it is net profit, then it will be minus cost of sales and operating expenses. All right? Costs. Let me just say cost. It could be cost of sales or cost of operating expenses. So to increase this profit margin, a company that pursues cost leadership strategy will reduce these costs significantly so that the profit margins are higher. So the selling price may be that of the market, it could be just the market price. That means charging similar with other competitors. But now the key thing here is that the profit will be higher as much as the prices are same as those of the competitors. Do you understand? So what are the elements? What are the key elements of cost leadership strategy? The first element is cost minimization. Cost minimization is the first element of a cost leadership strategy. Companies pursuing cost leadership strive to minimize costs across all areas of their operations. And that could include economies of scale. That could include economies of scale. That means achieving lower per unit costs through increased production volume. Taking advantage of economies of scale by achieving lower per unit costs through increased production volume. It could also be through efficient production processes. Cost minimization can be achieved through efficient cost production processes, streamlining operations, eliminating waste, and optimizing resources, or what we call resource optimization. Resource optimization. You understand? It may as well be taking advantage of technological advancements. Technological advancements, technological advancements. That means leveraging technology to automate tasks, to improve productivity, and reduce labor costs. That is another way to achieve cost minimization. There is also supply chain. One way to achieve cost minimization is through supply chain optimization. Supply chain optimization. That means negotiating favorable contracts with suppliers, streamlining logistics, managing um, inventories effectively, and so on. Cost minimization. Then the company can develop a cost conscious culture. Cost conscious culture. Cost conscious culture. That means fostering a culture that emphasizes cost control and efficiency at all levels of the organization. So these are 5 ways to achieve cost minimization. 1, economies of scale. 2, efficient production processes through technological advancements. 4, through supply chain optimization and fostering a cost conscious culture. That's the first element of cost leadership strategy. The second element is price setting. Price setting. Price setting. Now, cost leaders typically offer products or services at prices that are lower than competitors or at par, either lower or at par with the competitors, while enjoying higher profit margins due to lower cost production of goods and services. What I had indicated here. One way to increase this profit is to push down the cost of producing goods and or services. So the price could be at par with the competitors, but the company can enjoy, the cost leaders can enjoy higher profit margins because of lower cost of production. So cost leaders have said they offer prices lower than competitors or at par with the competitors. And that can attract price sensitive customers and increase the market share. That is number 3, price setting. Is another element of cost leadership strategy. The first element is cost minimization. Number 2, price setting. 3 is value proposition. Value proposition. Now, while cost is a primary focus, cost leaders still need to offer products or services that meet customers' basic needs, quality expectations, and so on. So cost leaders often focus on delivering good enough quality at the lowest possible prices. Value proposition. Focusing also on value, even though the cost may be lower, but still another element of cost leadership is value proposition. They often focus on delivering good enough quality at the uh, uh, lowest possible price. So this is C. Value proposition is the third element of cost leadership strategy. What are the advantages of this strategy? One, the company enjoys higher profit margins. Higher profit margin. Cost leaders can enjoy higher profit margins even when charging lower prices than competitors due to their lower cost structure. Because of their lower cost structure. Two, barrier to entry. Barrier to entry. Now, the low cost structure can deter new entrants from entering the market as they may struggle to match the cost leaders' efficiency. They may struggle to match the cost leaders' efficiency because one of the aspects of cost leadership strategy is efficient production processes. Cost leaders concentrate on efficient production processes, and because of that efficiency, that can be a barrier to entry by other competitors. Three, increased market share. Increased market share. Now, lower prices can attract a large customer base, leading to increased market share and a stronger bargaining power with suppliers. It can lead to a stronger bargaining power with suppliers. 4, resilience to price wars. Resilience to price wars. Cost leaders are better equipped to withstand price wars as they can lower prices further without sacrificing their profits. Cost leaders are resilient to price wars because they can still lower prices and not be affected in terms of the profit margins. So these are 4 advantages. Challenges. What are the challenges of cost leadership strategy? The first challenge is perceived lower quality. Perceived lower quality. Perceived lower quality. Customers may associate lower prices with lower quality, which can be a challenge for cost leaders. Which can be a challenge for cost leaders. You've heard of the adage, cheap is expensive. That is a perception, and that can be a challenge. The second challenge is continuous cost reduction pressure. Continuous cost reduction pressure. Continuous cost reduction pressure is a challenge. Continuous cost reduction pressure. Maintaining a low cost structure requires ongoing efforts to identify and implement cost saving measures, which can be a challenge. Continuously finding ways to reduce the cost structure. 3, there is a challenge of imitation. Imitation. Competitors may attempt to replicate the cost leadership strategy, eroding its competitive advantage. It is very easy to imitate a cost leadership strategy, and that is a challenge. 4, technological disruption. Rapid technological advancements can disrupt the cost leader's advantage if competitors adopt new strategies that significantly reduce the costs. So these are 4 challenges. And that's all, candidates, for cost leadership strategy. We've defined what a cost leadership strategy is. We've identified 3 elements. One is cost minimization. We've outlined 5 ways in which a company can minimize costs. One is through economies of scale, efficient production processes, technological advancements, uh, supply chain optimization, and fostering a cost-conscious culture. The second way is through price setting. 3 is value proposition. Then we've gone ahead to analyze and outline 4 advantages and 4 disadvantages of cost leadership strategy. Now, to give a few examples, candidates here in Kenya of companies that have adopted this strategy, one company that comes to mind is the Naivas supermarket, which has positioned itself in the recent past as a cost leader in Kenya retail market by focusing on economies of scale, by focusing on efficient supply chain management and bulk purchasing in order to offer lower prices than its competitors. If you are to check the prices of Nakumat, just the other day I was looking at their website, comparing with prices of other websites, you see they offer discounts regularly, all right, because of because they have adopted the cost leadership strategy. And that strategy has allowed them to gain sufficient market share and become one of the largest supermarkets that we have in Kenya today. Another company that has adopted this business strategy is Jambojet. Jambojet is a low-cost carrier which has revolutionized air travel in Kenya in the recent past by offering affordable tickets and eliminating what we call frills. And they achieve this through efficient operations, high aircraft utilization. We also have they have a direct sales channels, making air travel accessible to a wider segment of the population, particularly the aspect of the price. If you look at the prices that are offering compared to the competitors, you find that Jumbo Jet's prices are lower, and that could be because of the strategy they have used in gaining market and being successful. Thank you for attending the lesson. I'm going to give you the assignment. Question 1. What are the primary ways a company can achieve cost leadership in its industry? 2. How can a cost leadership strategy act as a barrier to entry for new competitors? 3. What are the potential risks and drawbacks of pursuing a cost leadership strategy? 4. Provide examples of companies in Kenya that have successfully implemented a cost leadership strategy. That is the assignment. In our next lesson, we're going to discuss differentiation strategy. Bye.